I'm going to take an oyster shell and I'm going to give it a coat of white chalky paint, and I'm going to use a sponge pouncer to apply the paint. Now when I do this, using a sponge pouncer gives really good coverage. There's some dark spots in that oyster shell. They're just naturally dark areas, and I want to brighten it up by using the white paint. I'm going to use one panel, and this is a guest size napkin. I'm going to use that top printed ply, but I want to do a rough cut to fit onto the oyster shell, and I'm going to do that using my water brush. You're not going to see the edges anyway, but this is a good way to trim the napkin down. Then you can put it on top of the shell to make sure that it fits, and that looks perfect to me. I'm going to be using Mod Podge multi-surface decoupage glue to put a nice even coat, smooth it down with my brush, making sure it's well adhered. And I'm going to do the same thing with the top. There's the bottle of the glue I used. I'm going to flip the napkin up, nice even coat of Mod Podge, and again smooth it with my brush. And my brush has Mod Podge on it, so I'm actually sealing it at the same time. Once the glue is dry, I want to remove that extra napkin, and because an oyster shell has this really jagged edge, I found that a nail file is the best tool for the job. So I'm just going to go all the way around the shell and gently pull it away from the edge until I have removed all of that extra napkin. And now on to embellishing. I'm going to be using some SnowTex. This is faux snow used for crafting. It's very thick, so I'm going to apply it to the shell using a crafter's putty knife. It's a plastic knife, and I'm going to gently tap it around on the shell where I want it. So I did Santa's beard, and then I decided to go all the way around the shell, giving it a nice Christmas wonderland effect. It's Christmas, I gotta add a little bling. So I grabbed my glitter glue, and I'm using opalescent, and I'm going to put the glitter glue on top of all of the areas I put the faux snow. The glitter glue is dry. I want to hold it up. Look at all of that beautiful sparkle. Now I want to protect my project, and I'm going to do that using DuraClear Gloss Varnish. I'm going to go over the entire shell, including the snow, and then I'm going to put it aside to dry. And I'm on to my next shell, all right? This is a scallop shell, and I actually painted this with a pearlescent paint. This is the part of the napkin that I'm using, just the Santa's head. I'm using the multi-surface glue. Now remember, with decoupage, you only use that top printed ply. So I put the glue down, and now I'm taking my brush, and see, I'm smoothing it down. I want to make sure I get it into all those grooves. Let me hold it up so that you can see. I'm going to put that off to dry, and I'm going to do a few more shells. Now with this particular napkin, I'm only going to use the Santa, and I did paint it with pearl white paint, and I'm applying the napkin again the same way with some Mod Podge multi-surface glue, smoothing it down with my brush. And I'm going to go ahead and do another shell. This time I'm going to be using a ballerina, you know, like from the Nutcracker, very Christmas, very, very festive. And I'm applying this little piece of napkin, this adorable ballerina, on with the multi-surface decoupage glue, smoothing it down with my brush, and she fits perfectly on this shell. I love using pink with Christmas decor, so I found this beautiful napkin I got from Vippies Designs Decoupage Napkin Shop, www.vippies.com. So I took little pieces of this napkin, different designs, along with some Mod Podge decoupage glue. I'm using the multi-surface variety, and I put them onto this clamshell painted with white pearlescent paint to create a collage. And my shells are all done. I think they came out so adorable. This is my collage clamshell with that wonderful pink Santa theme. My other Santa theme one, this is on a scallop shell. I put lots of glitter outlined in gold paint. And this Santa is just on a long oyster shell. They're called cup shells. Perfect for an ornament, perfect for a charm. And I think maybe this is my favorite, the little ballerina, also on a cup oyster shell. She is so cute. I put a little flower there on her tutu, and I added lots of little flowers or resin roses up there at the top. And here is all three of them, and you can see how pretty and lovely they would look hanging on a Christmas tree. And again, this would make such a fabulous gift, something you can do with your crafting friends. Now, the first one I did, which is the Santa oyster shell. Now that Santa napkin fit perfectly on that oyster shell. All my beautiful napkins come from Vippies Designs, www.vippies.com. They have tons and tons of napkins. You can follow them on Facebook and Instagram as well. And I just want to flip this over so that you can see that this is an oyster shell. Sometimes it's hard to tell once you decoupage them. There you go. It even has a little barnacle on it, but that's what it looks like on the back. So it's an oyster shell. You can paint it if you want, or you can just leave it plain. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I post lots of things there, lots of videos there as well, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Decoupage D.I.Y. with Joan-Marie Domino. Share it with your friends, share it with your crafting groups, and drop a comment down there below the video and let me know, which is your favorite shell? Have you ever tried decoupaging seashells? I think you should give it a try if you haven't, and these make absolutely perfect Christmas gifts.